Welcome to Hands-on M365. We're here to take the latest intelligence from Microsoft's roadmap and turn it into knowledge you can actually use.
And today, we are doing a big one.
We're performing a hands-on M365 into the just massive wave of features that Microsoft dropped in November 2025, a lot of it driven by the Ignite conference.
It really feels like this is the moment Copilot grew up. Our mission today is pretty straightforward. Cut through all that noise and find the biggest productivity gains, the real aha moments for you.
And for that, we're relying on the fantastic breakdown by João Ferreira on his blog, Hands on Tech. It's an incredible guide to what's coming from Microsoft.
It is. And what we're seeing is this sort of fundamental shift. Copilot is moving from just being a helpful widget to, well, to an autonomous, deeply integrated part of your organization.
Okay, so let's jump right into the features that really define that shift. For the individual user, two things immediately stand out to me. First up, the People Agent. It's now hitting public preview.
The People Agent solves a problem that, everyone has in a big company. It's that internal friction, right?
Trying to figure out who knows what, who works on which team.
Exactly. Who reports to whom? What's the history with this other team you're suddenly collaborating with? It's a pain.
Right. So instead of digging through org charts or old emails, the People Agent just surfaces that context for you. It pulls insights from your emails, chats, meetings, all of it.
It's like having an organizational memory. And the most immediate use case is meeting prep. You can go into a meeting completely informed.
So you could ask it something like, what's Sarah's main focus right now? And what docs did our teams work on together last quarter?
Precisely. And it gives you that intelligence instantly. It just reduces all that friction that comes from not knowing how your own organization works.
I have to ask the obvious question, though. It's pulling from all our communications. How do we make sure it doesn't overshare something sensitive or, private conversation that isn't relevant?
That's a great question. And it comes down to the admin controls, which we'll get to later with Purview. But at its core, it's governed by the same security that runs the whole Microsoft graph.
Meaning if you don't have permission to see a document, the agent can't see it either.
Exactly. It can't summarize data you don't already have access to. It respects existing permissions, which is absolutely critical for privacy.
Okay, that's a crucial point. It's an expert, not a spy. The second huge time saver is something I think everyone will love. Copilot's new scheduling capability.
This is pure gold. It saves so many hours over a month. That painful back and forth, trying to find a time that works for 3 busy people.
The endless email chain. Yeah.
Gone. You just ask Copilot in chat using natural language to set up the meeting.
So, hey, Copilot, find an hour next Tuesday for me, Jane, and Mark to talk about the budget.
And that's it. Copilot checks the schedules, finds the slots, drafts an agenda from your prompt, and sends the invites. And what's really key here is it cuts down on human error.
You mean like accidentally double booking or misreading someone's availability?
Exactly. We've all done it. Copilot just does that heavy lifting much more reliably. And it even goes a step further into managing your own time. It can now automatically reschedule flexible one-on-ones if a conflict comes up.
So it's actively managing your calendar based on your preferences.
It's truly autonomous calendar management. These two features, the People Agent and scheduling, they really show Copilot moving from a drafting partner to an active, accountable assistant.
Speaking of seamless, let's talk about how Copilot is weaving itself into every corner of the user experience. It's not just a side panel you click on anymore.
No, it feels more like an ever-present colleague. And the biggest shift here is voice, making Copilot accessible, hands-free.
For mobile users, that Outlook mobile voice catch-up is a game changer. A hands-free conversational summary of your unread emails while you're commuting.
And you can take action right away with your voice, right?
Yeah.
Archive this, or draft a quick reply.
Yes. It turns that commute time from passive listening into active work.
And that voice capability extends to documents, too, with the enhanced read-aloud feature. Now you get real-time voice Q&A.
So if you're listening to a long document, you can interrupt it and ask, wait, what were the 3 key metrics in that last section? Without touching a thing.
Right. It turns listening into a real conversation with the document. They're even calling it podcast voice interactions. And for Windows users, hey, Copilot, voice activation is coming.
That's powerful, but I did notice Microsoft says it's off by default. What's the thinking there?
It's all about control and privacy, especially in a corporate setting.
Yeah.
IT wants to make sure microphones aren't just listening all the time. Making it opt-in gives admins and, you as the user control over that. It's the right security posture.
Makes sense. And beyond voice, it's getting into file management. We're seeing OneDrive integration right in the macOS Finder.
And the same thing is now in Windows File Explorer and the OneDrive Activity Center. They're called AI actions. You can just right-click a file and ask Copilot to summarize it or generate FAQs.
That's huge. It moves Copilot out of the app and into the operating system itself.
It does. And looking ahead to January 2026, you'll be able to summarize and share directly from there. Imagine sharing a link where Copilot automatically writes a 3-point summary for the email.
That makes sharing so much more effective. Now, we also saw some smaller but really high-impact UI changes.
Yes, for discoverability. The entry point for Copilot chat in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint is moving.
It's moving from the ribbon.
From the ribbon, which can get cluttered, right onto the document canvas itself. That starts in December 2025. It makes Copilot feel like it's right there next to your content, not some add-on.
That's a smart move. And on mobile.
Outlook for Android gets its own dedicated Copilot chat buttons, so it's not confused with the regular Compose button.
Yeah.
Just better clarity.
And for meetings, there's a new Prepare button on the Up Next card in Outlook.
Yeah, it shows up about 5 minutes before your meeting, replacing the Join button. It's a little nudge, right? A prompt to use Copilot to get prepped before you jump in the call. It's a UI trick to build a good habit.
That's the definition of productivity reducing the mental load. Okay, let's shift gears. Section 2, the agent ecosystem. This is where Copilot stops being one assistant and becomes a network of specialists.
This is the big architectural leap from November. We already talked about the People Agent, the organizational expert, which is launching in the Frontier public preview.
And for anyone who doesn't know, the Frontier program is basically Microsoft's earliest access beta for big customers, right?
That's right. High-touch testing before a general release. And alongside the People Agent, there's another one aimed at management.
The Workforce Insights Agent.
Yes, this is for leaders. It analyzes staffing, skills, organizational structure at scale.
So it's not just who does Sarah report to, it's more like our entire data science team is missing certification X.
Exactly. It proactively surfaces those strategic gaps. Now, this one is for larger organizations. You need at least 50 Copilot licenses to use it.
And the real power comes when these agents can talk to each other. Microsoft introduced connected agents.
This is what we've been waiting for. It means you can have one agent, say the researcher, query other agents for information.
So the researcher could pull data from a HubSpot connector or even the Workforce Insights agent to add context.
Precisely. You're basically creating a team of AIs. A single complex query gets handled by multiple specialists working together, all managed in the Copilot hub. It's a huge step towards real workflow automation.
And the main apps are getting their own agent mode too, right? Excel and PowerPoint especially.
Right. Agent mode in Excel is like having a data analyst you can talk to. You can build pivot tables, charts, run formulas, all with natural language.
And in PowerPoint, it lets you edit presentations conversationally, but crucially, it keeps your company's branding and formatting intact.
Which is so important. And all these agents, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, are in that Frontier program for multi-turn chat, which means they'll soon remember the context of your whole conversation, not just one-off prompts.
Let's talk content creation, because the integration of Sora 2 is, well, it's a bombshell.
It changes everything for internal comms and marketing. OpenAI's Sora 2 model for text Divio is now integrated for Frontier users.
So you can generate 720p videos with audio just by typing a prompt, and it's all stored securely in your M365 environment.
The implications are just enormous. Think about a training team needing to create 5 new videos. Instead of weeks of work, it could be done in an afternoon. It makes video creation instant and accessible.
That's massive. And beyond video, the agents are just getting smarter about visuals in general.
They are. The declarative agents can now actually understand embedded images in your documents. Charts, diagrams, screenshots. They don't just read the text around the chart, they interpret the data in the chart.
And when you're creating a presentation, you can now steer the process, adjusting the tone, the style, adding AI-generated images.
No more generic slides that you have to completely rework. And to complete that ecosystem picture, we have to talk extensibility, more data connectors.
The HubSpot connector is a big one, especially for that researcher agent.
Absolutely. And we also saw connectors for Adobe Experience Manager assets and, for developers, Bitbucket for querying pull requests.
The ServiceNow connector got some nice improvements too.
It did. Now it ingests both active and inactive tickets, which makes your status updates way more accurate. But the most interesting move here is the user-level federated connectors.
This allows individual users to link their own external apps like Notion or Canva.
Exactly. Securely, in real time, using their own login. It massively expands the knowledge pool Copilot can draw from for that specific user. So your Copilot can see your personal Notion notes when working on a team report.
And I'm guessing IT still has control.
Oh, absolutely. Admins have strong controls for managing and staging all of this. It's a balance of user empowerment and enterprise governance.
Which brings us perfectly to our third section: control, compliance, and administration. With all this new power, IT needs rock-solid tools to manage it.
This is the foundation for everything we just talked about. The biggest news is the new Copilot security controls in Microsoft Purview.
Which means admins can now build data loss prevention or DLP policies directly into Copilot.
Yes, they can monitor for oversharing risks and protect sensitive data that Copilot might be processing. Having those controls, which are now in public preview, is essential for mitigating risk.
And speaking of security, including Microsoft Security Copilot at no extra cost in M365 E5 seems like a huge value add.
It is. It's basically bundling AI-driven defense right into the productivity suite. You get AI security agents across Defender, Entra, Intune, all of it. It turns your security stack into a proactive system.
And for the admins themselves, the M365 Admin Center got a big refresh. A new Copilot landing page they're calling the Command Center for AI Success.
And it's more than just a new look. It gives you new success metrics that actually matter. It's not just about licenses anymore. It's about active users, assisted hours, and user satisfaction.
You can actually show leadership the ROI. Copilot saved us X number of hours last month.
Exactly. They've also added a dedicated security pivot for all those purview actions and a central usage pivot. And to make deployment easier, there's a new Copilot readiness feature.
What does that do?
It's a centralized way to apply all of Microsoft's recommended settings and policies using predefined packages. It helps you get a secure, confident deployment done quickly without missing anything critical.
That's a huge help. Okay, one last thing on automation. How do we automate the timing of these agent tasks?
That's the final piece of the puzzle. Scheduled prompts. Users can now set up recurring prompts for agents like the analyst or idea coach.
So I can have my analyst agent run a report on industry trends every Monday morning at 8 a.m. and just have it ready for me.
That's it. No more manually running it every week. And you can set it up with natural language. Just tell Copilot what you want and when, and it creates the schedule. It closes the loop on automation.
So if we summarize this entire hands-on M365, the theme for November 2025 isn't just more features, it's maturity. Copilot has become an autonomous organizational force.
It really has. We've gone from video generation with Sora 2 all the way to security policies in Purview.
So the question we want you to think about is, what's the most immediate game changer for your team? Is it that hands-free voice control in Outlook for when you're on the go, or is it the power of the new People Agent to map out your organization before a critical meeting?
And as you start to explore all this, remember that M365 changes daily. To stay ahead of it all, please visit handsontech.net. You'll find daily updates, tips, and tricks for SharePoint, Teams, and the whole M365 suite.
And to make sure you don't miss future episodes, be sure to follow Joan Farrow's blog and this podcast. Thank you for joining us for this Hands-on M365.
Bye for now.